Life is a game partnership. Life is a partnership. To succeed in life, you need to partnership somebody either spiritually or physically. You see, all of us has been taught how heaven, God created heaven and earth. Yes, I agree to that. Just if I want to break it down for you, the river you all know, like the water we know, is the divine flow of creation. Because from the water, heaven was departed, was made, and from the water also water. I mean, the land was also made known as earth. So I call water divine flow of creation. So let me break it down now. You see, I have a lot of message and I don't know where to start from. You see, in the book of in the book of Genesis, words was spoken, and then everything began to exist because of a word spoken, right? You see, do you know the purpose of mankind? Do you know? Do you have idea the purpose of mankind? Abi, man was created to partnership with God. Because why? God is a spirit being, a man is just a physical being. So, so man and God partnership is heaven and earth partnership. Alright, a breath is to heaven, a breath is to earth, a breath is to water. Do you understand what I mean by that? It means that you might be living on earth, but the direction of the breath you take in and out comes from heaven. That is how close heaven and earth is. You might be you might also be living on earth and then you are breathing, and the direction of your breath is coming from the river, meaning you can sustain in the water. Not magic, but it's the language of breath. Now, for example, have you wondered why fish cannot stay on earth? Because fishes does cannot sustain the earthly breath. Not because there is no breath on earth. There is breath on earth, but the breath on earth is not meant for fishes. And that is why fish cannot sustain on dry land. They will just Life will just challenge them for defining breath. Life will just challenge them for defining breath. Immediately life challenges them, they die. Do you understand? Same with animals, for example, maybe goat. When you place goat in the water, the goat might not sustain maybe 30 minutes. It will just get tested or challenged by life, because life is like the guardian angel to breath. You dare not define breath. Life will just challenge you, and if you can't stand the challenge of life, the breath will be taken from you. And when the breath is taken from you, your body becomes like, once breath is being taken from you, death, the disposer, will claim your body to dispose it. Death, death is not the killer. Oh, listen very carefully. Death is not the killer. Whoever that dies today, tomorrow, any day, like I don't know what to do. When I'm writing, my head is filled up. When I want to give the message in my mouth, I think that is even like the the most flowing of message. Like I don't understand. Death is not the killer. Death is the claimer. When life challenges you, because this life, that is why life challenges everybody. That's why life is a test. You have to partnership with it. You have to partnership with somebody through life. So when death has never killed anybody. Death has never killed. Death is just a symbol. Death is just a symbol that, oh, this tree, there is no life in it anymore. Oh, this fish, there is no life in it. That is just death. Death is just to differentiate something that doesn't have life in it anymore. But the main killer is life. Life is the main killer. So when maybe you did something, child, let me tell you something you might very find difficult to believe. Oh. You see the breath is taken and out. Of course, You are breathing from earth, I know. But whatever that is breathing from earth is time sensitive. Breathing from earth is time sensitive because that breath that was given to you though is not for you to live forever in there. Why? Because earth is a place of journey, a place of test between you and life. Alright? So the breath you take in and out is being given to you to sustain you during your journey on earth. Now what do I mean by during your journey on earth? Maybe during the time you have to pass the test of life. Once you pass it, then you gain freedom over life, making you an immortal. Yeah, making you an immortal. Do you know breath is so expensive that each breath you take is a burden to life? You thought you are here to live life freely, like really. You are here to live life freely. You see, I praise Christ, the humble King, my partnership in life, the Alpha and the Omega, the I am that I am, the God of Creator. You see, that being saved me, and that is why I'm here to save you if you are willing, because I was willing to be saved. So if you are willing to be saved also, I am here for you. The journey of life is not as easy as you think. As a matter of fact, it's not even easy at all. It's not easy at all. It's all about mindset. You have to place your awareness in there. Because now, let me tell you something you might find very difficult to believe. Bread is so expensive that when you lie, like, because lying is a burden, and when you lie, the lie, like the breath you took before lying or you took after lying, becomes a burden to life herself, because life is a living being, like you are a living being. Life is a goddess of being, bro. She's a living being, all right. So when you take when you bribe, or when you take bribe from somebody or bribe somebody, you are weighing on life, and the more you are weighing on life, the more you are weighing on earth. Like you are polluting the environment, like the frequency of the earth. You understand what I'm saying? But you thought you are the only one who is alive, but in truth, you are the only one who is not even truly alive. You're thinking that you are the only one who is alive because you're a human being, but in truth, you are the only one who is not really alive, who is not, like, I mean, really fucking alive. Your own alive is like time sensitive alive. That is not alive. For example, now, going to the river, going in with oxygen to the river, you can't claim that you are alive because you know you are being sustained by something, by oxygen, of which that you know eventually the oxygen will finish. The time for the oxygen will finish, and when it finishes, you die in that river if you didn't keep up to the time. That is how the life on earth is. So the air you breathe in and out is the oxygen you need to survive the trials of life, so that you can breathe from 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 heaven, alright? So you can breathe from heaven, because breathing from heaven is not hard, it's just a breath. Just a breath. And you can't just force it. It's not the way I just breath, but you have to do something. You have to pass a test, you have to go through something for the direction of heaven, for the direction of breath that comes from heaven to begin in your life. When you're about to take the direction of heaven, you will know that you will wake up one day, like, you'll be like, the direction of my breath has changed. Yeah, it has changed. It's not breathing the rhythm of heaven. You see, I'm laughing because it's really somehow when eventually you're the only one who knows the truth. You feel like you don't know what you're saying, but in truth, you are the You are the tree that held reality so far. You see, breath and life are in partnership. Breath and life are in partnership. So breathing doesn't really mean you are alive. Alright. Breathing doesn't really mean you are alive. So when you are breathing from earth, it doesn't you are not alive. When you're breathing on earth, you are not alive. Alright? Take it or leave it. When you're breathing from earth, you are not alive. You are just using a time sensitive oxygen that maybe before you're 50 or anytime it can expire anytime. And what makes it to expire? Maybe you define breath. And how do you define breath? For example, you don't usually you can't breathe in water and then you jump into the water. You are defining breath. And life has no option than to challenge you. Okay, apart from that, you are already living on earth without jumping into the water, but you are living, going to work, going to farm, going to school, coming back here and there, and you are not passing, you are not passing the test of life. You've not even passed any. The time sensitive that has been given to you, life will challenge that time immediately. Life will challenge that breath, and once life challenges that breath, and you couldn't stand the challenge of life, because the greatest challenge that comes from life is breath. Life might challenge you with hardship, with finance, right? And then you start struggling, you start complaining. You already failed the test. I hope you know. Life might challenge you with unforgiveness. You say, "Oh, I will never forgive this person." Of course, you are failing the test of life. Life will challenge you with name them, with pride, with deceit. Life can challenge you with anything you don't expect. Life can challenge you with barren. You won't be able to have child. Life will challenge you with anything you can think of, with sickness. But the greatest challenge, after being challenged with all these small small ones, because I call them small small ones, until life challenges you with bread. And life challenges humanity with bread. Not only humanity, but almost all beings with a bread, to the extent that nobody lives forever anymore, because life challenges your number, your days. And not only humans, so sometimes when you go outside you see a tree that is already dead. Life has challenged that tree. Life has challenged that tree, taking life out of it. So when you hear that somebody died, don't see it as a death has killed again. That you are giving death power. Death is fuck that nigga. The main killer is life. Life. That is the main killer. Because life gives breath, and also is life. Death can take life. Like death can take breath that comes from life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Death can take breath that comes from life. Alright? So whoever dies is life that decides, making life the judge of breath. Making life the judge of breath. Just like how earth is created to grow seeds. That is how life is created to guide breath. So life and breath are in partnership. So that name death is actually a mark to recognize something that is dead. That is all. That is the only calling. You God. That is the only calling. Like I mean, did have you heard the word death? Like death, like death. Have you heard it? That word is so powerless. That word is so empty. That word is just to mark an empty thing. Just like when you look at a tree that is already dead, nobody needs to tell you that, oh, this tree has no life in it anymore. That is the purpose of death. Just for you to recognize that, oh, this thing has no life in it. Oh, this dead man that is lying there has no life in him anymore. That is it. So that death, was for you to mark something that has life in it. So death is not a killer. Death has nothing to do with life. So let's continue, Sha, because it's a journey of life. All right. So have you wondered why was snake more intelligent, knowing what humans didn't know? Yeah, because physically it's called snake, but in the other hand, spiritually, it has the spirit of clarity. So physically, his name is Snake, but spiritually, he bet the spirit of clarity with humanity, with Adam and Eve. He bet the spirit of clarity. All right, by that, he explained what the two old men didn't know. I mean, the two beings didn't know. The parents of humans, because Adam and Eve are the parents to humanity. They didn't know. So the snake gave them clarity, right? In explaining that, oh, you will not certainly die, you, but you will know things like God. You'll be doing things like God, you'll be knowing things like God. That clarity, that word alone, gave birth to clarity spiritually, because he explained what Adam and Eve never knew, but they weren't supposed to know it anyways. They were supposed to obey. Obedience doesn't require clarity or anything. Do you understand? But it happened. It happened. That's what we're saying. But they weren't supposed to know. They weren't supposed to know about the clarity. They weren't supposed to get the clarity before obeying. Do not touch the fruit of evil and the fruit of life, because it was called the fruit of evil to mark the fruit of knowledge, not because it was really evil, but it was suffering. Now let me still break it down more more down, right? You see, immediately both Adam and Eve ate the apple, they hide. That hiding, automatically Adam has given birth to hiding spirit. Because creation continues. Whatever action you take, creation continues. Like when you lie now, you continue the creation of lying. So every minute creation continues. Now when they hide, they they created the spirit of hiding, of which I was hiding for a very long time. Immediately the Lord asked him, have you eaten from the fruit? Rather than, yes, Lord, we are sorry. Adam said, it's the woman you gave me. He has created the spirit of blame immediately. Whatever word he speaks is creation. Whatever word he speaks, including his wife, whatever action they take is creation. So life is not nothing. Whatever thing you do is creation. Now, the moment the lady had the thought, so truly we will not die, disobedience was building. So I'll be like God when I eat this fruit. I will know everything he knows. Desire has stepped in. So I'll be like God when I eat this fruit. That is the spirit of desire. And then she not ate, because when desire grows, action moves. She not move. Immediately she move, they ate the fruit, whatever, can you come. Fine. So before eating the fruit, she has given birth to 3 dangerous spirits already: thought, desire, and then disobedience. 3 dangerous spirits. You can see how dangerous that woman is, Eve. Now, after being eaten those fruits, because she has lied, she has already known things now. She has already know the good and bad. She has already know that she lied, she disobeyed. She has to cover up. She wants to cover up a lie. Because when you disobey now, you find out that truth has become very expensive for you. I'm asking you now, use your own brain. Like, have you ever done something wrong and then they ask you, find it so difficult to say the truth? Yes or no? Yes. We all have been there. Because when you do something bad, you find it very difficult. That truth has become very expensive for you to buy at that moment. You immediately buy lie to cover up because you think nobody knows. But you don't know that the more you are buying lie, the more you are polluting the air, creating evil on earth. You know what I'm saying? So she created the spirit of lie immediately. And before then, And before then, let's take us a little backward, because a lot of messages are in my head. Now her greatest mistake was explaining her journey to the snake. So explanation today has been declared sin. Like explanation to yourself, like explaining yourself to people has been declared sin today. Whatever action you take, leave it. Let it be so. Don't you want nobody explanation. Don't, because explanation is welcoming voices. If she never explained, the voice of snake wouldn't come in. But she explained openly. That is opening the gate and then welcoming the voice of the snake that led to the clarity of disobedience. So first of all, Eve gave birth to the spirit of explanation. That is why you find it very urge to explain yourself to people. No, I didn't do this. It's because this happened. It's because, yes, you are living under the curse of Eve, the spirit she created. Now, you had a thought. When somebody asks you to do something, you say, no. Should I do it? Why should I even do it? This thing, once you begin with thought, you are living under the spirit of Eve, because she thought of, okay, so I will not really die. So you just to know things like God. It's very interesting. Of course, I want to know things like God. Desire is already growing. And then when desire grows into a tree, action steps in. And immediately action steps in. Instead of action in obedience, action becomes in disobedience. Because her desire was wrong. Her thought was wrong. Starting from the beginning, her thought was wrong. Her desire was wrong. So her action also would be wrong. Whatever move she would take will also be wrong. So after the disobedience, she also gave a lie. 5 sins at once. That is what she did. 5 spirits. That is what she created. Adam created only 2, which is hiding and blame. She created explanation, thought, desire, lying, and then disobedient. Okay, disobedient before lying. 5 spirits. That's what she created once. Okay, now after both of them has done wrong, have you ever wondered why they never said, God, we are sorry? Have you wondered? There is pride in knowing. There is pride in knowing truth. There is pride in knowledge. There is pride in knowing deep down. Alright? So when they find out, because truly they have become like God. Truly they've known everything like God, but they lack the power. But in knowledge, they already know, oh, this is bad, this is good. So their brain has reset. Their brain has reset. They are no longer being controlled, right? So that moment, the Lord act on Genesis chapter 3 verse 24, which is the very last verse in chapter 3, when they were chased out, you see that the Lord gave them, I think it's the cherubim, with to guide them, and then with a flaming sword to guide their path to life. Now the Lord said, now you've become like one of us. Dip your hand into the tree of life and tap from it. You didn't even understand what I mean by that. Now you've become like one of us. Because now you've already know something. You don't expect God to keep controlling you. You are corrupt already. You are spiritually clouded already. So you've known something like us. So dip your hand yourself, claim the spirit of life, which is immortality. Now the Lord released them out from the garden so that they begin their journey, because that was the moment. Genesis chapter 3 verse 24 was the beginning of the journey of humanity, the journey of life to humanity. You understand what I'm saying? They never asked for forgiveness, because of course the God, the pride in knowing. Immediately that pride came, even when the Lord chased them out, they never asked for forgiveness. They moved. they gave birth to Lucifer spiritually. They gave birth to an angel, and baby, like immediately the Lord asked them to move, and they moved without asking for forgiveness, not out of, but out of, it's because out of pride, the pride of knowing the things God really knows. So they decided to move rather than asking for forgiveness. I wouldn't say the implication of them asking for forgiveness what would have happened, but unfortunately they didn't ask for it because they had a lot of pride in them already. They never asked for forgiveness because there was pride. Immediately the Lord chased them out. They accepted moving out rather than apology or anything. The Bible never recorded any apology on them because they had pride. And immediately that pride came in them that they agreed to leave the Garden of Eden. That minute, that moment, an angel was born in heaven. And what is his name? Lucifer. Lucifer was the angel that was born. He was born through disobedience, through the pride in because that is why every sin that Adam and Eve committed, Lucifer inherited them all because they are because the committing of sin of Adam and Eve led to the birth of Lucifer. And that's why Lucifer had, first of all, when I'm coming anyways, we'll get through them. Let me explain to you properly again now. In terms of seed, Jesus Christ is the firstborn of God, making him the Son of God. Because man was created by the image of God, making God fell in love with humanity. Immediately he saw his image in them. That was the moment Jesus Christ was created spiritually, was planted spiritually. Immediately their journey continued, and then the humans trusted God. And then first of all, God trusted the humans with his love. He trusted humanity with his love. Immediately they received it. Michael was born, because Michael is a spirit of trust. Michael was born spiritually. So first of all, the firstborn of heaven is Christ Jesus, the love. He inherited the love of the Father through trust, which is Michael. So after Jesus comes Michael. After Michael comes Lucifer. Lucifer is the thirdborn of heaven so far. In this moment now, so far, like in this part of creation, Genesis chapter 1, verse chapter 2, chapter 3. Only these three beings exist in heaven. Alright. Have you wondered why is it that even love is older than lie, but why is lie more vibrant, more popular, more active than love? Have you asked? It's because that is the spirit or the seed that felt empty, that anyone can use easily without feeling, without feeling the remorse or anything. And humanity doesn't know we are drowning in lies, in the sin. We are drowning in sin. We are drowning in sin. Even at that, the Lord also still made a code for the humans to leave the Garden of Eden. His love never left. His love for them still remains. His love for them still remains. So he was still coming in the evening to communicate with them, to be with them. The spirit of Lucifer was already growing into a monster in the spirit realm. His spirit was already growing into a monster in the spirit realm. Let me cut this one.